Whoa, stop the clocks. You just witnessed one of the most talked about, debated, and frankly, electric knockout performances in recent memory on The Voice. We are talking about Toni Lorene and her stunning, swagger-filled take on the absolute powerhouse track. Lady Marmalade, the energy was palpable. The stage presence, magnetic. The coaches were dazzled, the audience was on its feet, and Toni walked away a clear winner in the knockout round. But here's the million-dollar question that is currently setting the internet on fire. Did the song choice itself actually hurt this phenomenal performer? The public reaction is a roller coaster. We have people saying she was born to be a star and that her voice is perfect. And we have just as many claiming this was a terrible song choice that didn't showcase her true vocal beauty. We are diving deep into this controversy. Was Lady Marmalade Toni's brilliant strategic move or her biggest stumble? Let's analyze the performance that has divided the voice community. First, let's acknowledge the undeniable triumph, the stage presence. If you scroll through the discussions online, the overwhelming sentiment is that Toni Lorene is the definition of a total package performer. Someone perfectly captured this, saying, "Wow, her vocals are perfect, but I am more impressed by her stage presence. She is captivating. She was born to be a star." Another fan called her an electrifying performer, noting that her bright tone combined with that magnetic presence is a sensational spectacle. This isn't just singing, this is performing. She owns every inch of the stage. She's got the swagger, she's got the confidence, and she approached a massive, monumental song like Lady Marmalade, not with fear, but with palpable, joyous ownership. Many expressed that she had all the swag and stage presence that it deserved, and that she completely made the iconic song in her image. This is why the coaches were completely sold. Snoop Dogg's choice seemed inevitable because, frankly, you cannot teach that level of innate star quality. She is simply undeniable. One fan summed it up by saying, "It's like she was genetically engineered to be a performer." High praise! The general agreement is clear. When it comes to being a captivating, magnetic must-watch artist, Toni Lorene is a queen. Now, let's zoom in on the specific point of contention, the song choice. For a song as complex and vocally diverse as Lady Marmalade, a classic that demands everything from belted power to sassy texture, Toni brought her signature bright, slightly edgy tone. And that's where the community conversation splits dramatically. On one side, you have people who loved the unique interpretation. They felt Toni's distinctive tone is what will make every song she sings hers. They appreciated the energy, the range, and the sheer nerve of taking on a song that Patti LaBelle herself would be proud of. As one person excitedly put it, this is real singing and performance. But then, you pivot to the other side of the conversation and the critics are loud. They argue that this was a fundamental mismatch. Several people online felt that the song choice did not really show how beautiful her voice is and called it terrible. Why? Some suggested her tone, while unique and bright, was pushed into a place that sounded screech-like for them, especially in the higher, more aggressive parts of the song. A few even admitted they were disappointed and felt her earlier audition performance was so much better, arguing that this was simply the wrong song. The core of the debate is this. Toni Lorene has a unique, beautiful instrument. But did this aggressive, almost rock-edge track force her to sing outside of her most comfortable, most resonant vocal pocket? The people who didn't enjoy it felt that the overall presentation sounds horrendous, or that it was simply overdone. It's a true tug-of-war between high-octane performance value and pure, technical vocal showcase. Beyond the flavor of the vocal, we have to talk about the rhythmic nitpicks. And oh boy, did some viewers have their analytical ears on? A surprisingly common critique circulating is that Toni was behind the beat in several places. One viewer described it as nerve-wracking and said they felt behind the music in a lot of places. Now let's be fair. Lady Marmalade has a very specific, slinky, syncopated groove. It's a rhythmic puzzle as much as a vocal one. The question is, was this truly a technical flaw, or was it a performer choosing to stretch and manipulate the time for dramatic effect? A very famous singer once said about a pop star who uses vocal runs that she didn't overdo it. We'll just leave it there. The fact remains that the voice is often more about the moment, the stage command and the emotional connection than flawless, robotic technical precision. While some listeners were absolutely thrown off by the rhythmic liberties, The coaches clearly valued the electrifying energy and the attitude over those small, disputed temporal stumbles. Another fascinating thread in the discussion is the inevitable comparison to the greats. When you sing Lady Marmalade, you're inviting comparison to Patti LaBelle and the 2001 movie soundtrack version. One person did say, respectfully, she was good, but no one can duplicate the queen, Miss Patti. This is a classic big song curse. When you cover a legendary track, you gain immediate attention, but you also inherit the impossible standards set by icons. So, we've analyzed the spectacular praise and the pointed criticisms. We've broken down the total package argument against the terrible song choice argument. So what's the final verdict on the question? Did the song kill the performance? The answer is a definitive no. Here's why. What Toni Lorene offers is something television competitions live for: unique tone and unforgettable stage presence. When a singer steps on that stage, they aren't just auditioning for the coaches. They are auditioning for an audience, for a career, and for a spot in the pop culture landscape. The overwhelming feeling, even among the analytical viewers, is that Toni embodies her songs like no one else. As one fan stated, she makes all songs hers. She may have taken risks with Lady Marmalade, risks that led to some technical scrutiny, but those very risks proved that she is a powerful, fearless, unique artist. She is a total package performer whose voice is distinct enough to cut through the noise, and whose stage presence is magnetic enough to forgive any minor flaw. Snoop Dogg didn't pick her because she gave a perfect rendition of the song. He picked her because she gave an unforgettable Toni Lorene performance of the song. And in this competition, standing out beats being technically flawless every single time. She survived the song choice controversy and emerged a star. What a roller coaster performance and conversation. Toni Lorene gave us a performance that wasn't just good. It was polarizing, and that's how you know you've created a true moment in television. Now we need to hear from you and continue this conversation. We analyzed the two major camps today, the total package camp. She's a star, her stage presence is everything, and the song was perfect for her swagger. The wrong song camp. Her tone is beautiful, but this track made her sound screechy or forced, and her audition was better. Which camp are you in? Question 1. Was Lady Marmalade the right song for Toni Lorene, or should she have picked something else to better showcase her beautiful tone? Question 2. Do you agree with the critics who said she was behind the beat, or was she simply adding her own dramatic flair to the tempo? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to like this video, subscribe for more breakdowns of The Voice's biggest moments, and let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching.